Hello everybody, Mr. Akins here and welcome to What's on the Comic Rack. In this video I'm going to be counting down my top 5 favorite Alpha Flight covers. I'm currently on a quest to find my favorite top 5, maybe top 10 covers of all time in my PC. Now this task has been, or this challenge has been thrown out quite a bit about finding your top 5 covers of all time, and I find it a daunting task. So to achieve this impossible task, I'm going to go down each one of my series that I've ever collected, go through that collection, find the top 5 covers of that series, and the top pick will then earn a spot to compete for my top 5 or top 10 favorite covers of all time. So in this video, I want to be counting down my top 5 Alpha Flight covers. So let's get to looking at those covers. Number 5 on the list, Alpha Flight number 5. I love how Puck jumps right out of the corner box and onto the page and comes right at you. Puck's quite hairy. His name is even hairy right here. So Puck was introduced in like issue number 1, and he gets disemboweled by an enraged Marina in issue number 2. And all this time Puck has been recovering in the hospital. I was excited to learn more about Eugene Judd, or Puck, from issue number 1. I got the impression maybe he had super strength, super agility. I like what John Byrne was doing, giving each member solo stories to build some character development. This issue, the story involves Puck uncovering a narcotics ring, which is taking medical painkillers from the hospital, I think selling them on the open market. This issue also provides more about the origin of Shaman in the bag. I really like this issue, and the cover lands it at number 5. Number 4 on the list, Alpha Flight number 1. Some people would say this is a John Byrne trope, the dense crowd shot. And this is a dense crowd shot, and I love it. In fact, the characters pictured on the cover do not appear in the book, but John Byrne is smart enough to put some popular characters on the cover, get some potential buyers to pick up the comic, and sell more issues. Now, this is the actual comic I bought in 1983. At this time, I was going to buy anything John Byrne did. Is this a key book? Well, it is the first appearance of Puck and Marina. But they're not super popular characters, and a lot of issues of this were printed. So unless Alpha Flight or James Hudson appears in the MCU and there's some type of spec, this book will have not that much value. The last cover was a light yellow. This cover has a bright yellow. Number 3 on the list has a light pink cover. Number 3 on the list, Alpha Flight number 10. This cover is super dope. Now this is not the one I bought in 1984. This is one I got from the dollar bin. Everything I bought back then was a newsstand. I didn't know comic shops existed back then. Now this is part 2 of Sasquatch's solo story where he battles the Super Skrull. This cover captures the savage rage of Sasquatch when he was forced to transform, and hints at a unknown mystical beast origin. So this cover has some light pink. The next cover, we're going to go dark pink. Number 2 on the list, Alpha Flight number 12. The pink really works on this cover. The bullseye target on each member is ominous and foreboding. For like it says, one shall surely die. A sure sign a cover is great is when it's been homaged. And this one's been homaged, a couple of times. This issue blew my mind. The countdown to Guardian's death was amazing in the actual issue. I was truly shocked. Again, I'm only 15 years old when this thing hits the stands. Not completely aware of the comic trope, no one truly stays dead. But this issue gave me the same feeling the end of Infinity War did. I was shocked, astonished, amazed, dismayed, to name a few of the emotions I was feeling. Speaking of astonished, that's just one word that can describe my absolute favorite Alpha Flight cover. My number 1 favorite Alpha Flight cover is Alpha Flight number 3. This cover is beautifully executed. Aurora's costume perfectly lends itself to the negative space of this image. It wasn't hard to pick this as my favorite Alpha Flight cover. I had to look through the other covers to make sure, and now I am sure. This is number 1. I see this in the dollar bins all the time, and I usually pick it up. In fact, this is a dollar bin pickup. Alpha Flight number 3 is now in contention for my favorite covers of all time. So, until my next top 5, we'll see you around the comic rack.